Good day, everyone. Let's try to solve another algebra problem. And the problem goes, let x and y be real numbers such that x squared plus y squared equals 2x minus 2y plus 2. What is the largest value of x squared plus y squared? Now, as you can see, in the given, you have a quadratic term in x and a quadratic term in y. So this equation here in the given represents the circle, because in a circle, the two quadratic terms have equal coefficients, and that is the case here. So we write this first into the standard form of an equation of a circle. We transpose all the variable terms on the left, and the constant term, leave it at the right. So you have x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y equals 2. Now, to find the center of the circle, we have to complete the square for both terms, but we need to group them first. We group the x terms and we group the y terms as well. So you have x squared minus 2x plus another group for y squared plus 2y. We complete the square for x and y group. So to complete the square for x, you get 1/2 of the coefficient of x and then square it. So you have 1/2 of 2 is 1 square, that's 1. And whatever you add on the left side, you also add it on the right side to maintain the equation. Then same thing with the y, get 1/2 of the coefficient of y, that's 1, square it, that's 1, and add the result to the right side as well. So this is the answer. Then we simplify it. Since x squared minus 2x plus 1 is a perfect square, then you have x minus 1 quantity squared. And since y squared plus 2y plus 1 is a perfect square, we have also y squared plus 1 squared, and then equals 4. So now, you now have a circle with center that is equals to 1, -1, and a radius of 2. And graphically, that's how the circle would look like. You have your center here at 1, -1, and then 2 units, radius, 1, 2, same thing here, 1, 2, same thing here, 1, 2, and then down here, that's 1, 2. That represents the radius 2. All over this one here, the radius is always 2. Now, let's consider the fact that we're going to find the value of x squared plus y squared. Now, that's a circle that have a center at 0, 0. And always remember that the equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. That the distance that is the farthest from the center is always the radius, because as you know, the definition of a circle are or is a locus of points that are equidistant from a center. So that means from the center, the end point of the radius would always be the longest distance. That means from point at the center, let's say 0, 0, the farthest one will be the endpoint of its radius. So if we're going to illustrate it, that will be this one. So this is the farthest point, and that means this is the longest measure. That means this will be the maximum value or the largest value for any x squared plus y squared in a circle. That is always the distance from the center to a point on the circle, or in other words, the length of the radius of a circle. So now, let's say that this is the point xy where the radius of the circle having center at 0, 0 touches the circle. So you have now xy. So that means, again, from the definition, this will be the longest distance. So this is now the largest value for x squared plus y squared. And again, the formula for the circle with center at 0, 0 is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Now, notice that this is also the same as the Pythagorean theorem. with r as the hypotenuse and the x and y as the sides. Therefore, we can draw a right triangle. This one here, x is the distance from the origin going to the left of the x-axis. And this one here, the y, is the distance from the x-axis going down. So this, we can consider this as the sides of the triangle. We label that as x, and we label that as y. So from here, we can now consider this as the Pythagorean theorem. So let's label first the r, which is the hypotenuse. Now this one is the center of our circle, and then this is the end point. So this is a radius. Remember, our radius is 2. And this one here, we don't know the value yet, so let's just name it as d. So in order to find for the total distance or the largest value of x squared, we need to solve for this value here. But we need to get first the value of d. Now, as you can see, if you consider this one here, this is 1 unit to the left of the origin and 1 unit below the origin. So the distance here is negative 1. That one here. So that's 1 here. And this is 1 here. So now, you now have the sides of this triangle. We will consider this as a triangle. We now have these sides. So we can now use the Pythagorean theorem. D squared equals 1 squared plus 1 squared. That gives us d, that is equals to square root of 2. So now, we now have the radius or the hypotenuse of the bigger triangle, that's the red triangle, to be equal to d plus 2. So applying the Pythagorean theorem now, we have x squared plus y squared equals the hypotenuse, which is just the same as the radius, that has a length of d plus 2 squared. So that is now x squared plus y squared equals square root of 2, because your d is square root of 2 plus 2 squared. So this is now x squared plus y squared equals 2 plus 4 square root of 2 plus 4. Combine like terms, you have x squared plus y squared equals 6 plus 4 square root of 2, and this is now the answer. So the problem is solved. So that's all for this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to be updated on more algebra challenge problems. Thank you so much. Enjoy learning.